Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So thank you for clicking on this video. I really hope that you're all doing well. So today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I know I say that quite a lot, but this video is something that I'm pretty sure I haven't filmed before, and I'm going to be talking you through a lot of products in the beauty industry, so mostly makeup. They're all luxury products that I feel are way too hyped up. Now obviously I'm going to be showing you the products one by one, telling you why I don't personally think they're worth the hype, why they don't work for me, or why I just generally don't think they're worth the money. So if you would like to know what luxury products I think are definitely not worth the hype, then carry on watching this video. So I've got quite a lot of products that I want to talk about today in this video, so I'm not going to ramble on for too long about each product. So if you have any questions at the end, then just leave them down below in the comments if there's something that I haven't covered that you wanted to know. But I'm just going to get started and talk about the different beauty products that I don't think are worth the hype. So the first one may come as a surprise to some of you, but this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. Now, I was very lucky to receive this as a birthday present. I didn't actually personally pay for this myself, and I'm quite glad that I didn't, to be honest with you. I don't hate the product, don't think I dislike it, because I don't. I do occasionally use it, and I do actually like the product itself. So as you can see, you've got 4 different shades here. The main reason for me why I don't particularly think this product is worth the hype, and why I don't particularly like it and get on with it that well, is just simply because the colours are a little bit too dark for my skin tone. I like this highlighter up here, so this is the yellowy one, and this one does actually look really gorgeous on my skin, but sometimes it just looks a little bit too yellowy. Like if you catch it in the light, it does look a bit of a strange colour. And then I can sort of get away with using these bottom two, which are more pink toned highlighters, and then the top one is called Golden Bronze, and this is just too dark for my skin. If you've got a darker skin tone, these are probably amazing for you, and I would definitely say that they're not rubbish at all. Like the pigmentation of them is amazing, the quality and just sort of the packaging and everything itself is lovely. I think it looks amazing, and like initially I did love it, but I've kind of realised that I don't actually reach for it that often, and for me the colours are just a little bit too dark. Next up is a Charlotte Tilbury product, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. Now it looks like this. Inside you get a contour and highlight colour, and again it's sort of similar reasons why I don't like this one. The contour is just too dark for me. It doesn't really look it in this light, but yeah, the contour shade is just a little bit too dark. I can sort of get away with it if I've got a bit of fake tan on, or if I'm looking a bit more tanned, I can sometimes get away with it. And also the highlight for me just isn't light enough for my skin tone. It does look slightly like I've put bronzer on my cheekbones, but again, like the consistency and everything and the quality of the product is great. I love the packaging. Overall, I think it is a good product. But I do know that the 2 products I've just spoken about are very pricey, and for me I just feel like I've got contour and highlight kits and highlight products that I just reach for more, that are literally like under £5. For me personally, I just don't think that it is worth it, and I feel like there are definitely a lot better products that you can get in the drugstore for a lot less money. I've then got another kind of face kit, and this is the Urban Decay Naked Flushed palette. It looks like so. It's got a bronzer, a highlighter and a blusher. Again, I didn't actually personally buy this with my own money. I did get this quite a while ago. I think my mum bought it for me, and again, I'm not saying I dislike the product. I'm sure the product is okay. Just for me, these colours don't personally look right on me, and I feel like the highlight colour just looks like a bronzer. It's super dark, and unless your skin tone is very dark, I just feel like that is just going to look like you've put bronzer on the top of your cheekbones, which isn't what highlight is supposed to look like. The blusher, well, I don't particularly wear blusher, and the bronzer is again too dark for my skin. I've then got a Bobbi Brown Shimmer Bricks. This is in the shade Pastel Peach, and it looks like this. Now I picked this up quite a while ago because I fancied picking up a new blusher. I was at the Bobbi Brown counter and I thought, why not treat myself? It looks quite nice. It's a nice sort of peachy colour, and when you swirl all of the colours together, it does create a nice pastel pinky peachy bronzy, shimmery, nice fresh glow looking thing. And so basically I picked this up to try. but it doesn't really do anything. Like, you know, you can swirl these colours together for a really long time and not much really comes out. They're just not very pigmented. I feel like this was a lot of money and I don't ever use it. I think I've probably used it once or twice, and both times I've not really seen a difference to my skin. It doesn't really brighten my face and I just don't particularly like it, so yeah, I don't really use it and I don't think it's worth the money at all. I've then got another highlighter. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera Illuminator. Now, the packaging is gorgeous, for one. I absolutely love it. And I do think that the highlighter is gorgeous. It looks amazing. But, again, it is super dark. Like, it comes out like a very dark, metallic, bronzy colour. And I just feel like, again, unless your skin is very tanned and you're like, you know, you've got nice tanned jeans or you've just gone and got a nice tan on holiday, this just isn't going to look right on your skin. So again, if you're dark skinned, fine. If you're like me, you will not like this at all. And this was very expensive. It makes me really sad that this doesn't work with my skin because it was super expensive. So I'm actually going to be taking this on holiday with me just to try and like force myself to make it work in some way, shape or form. Okay, I've then got a blusher. This is from Illamasqua and it's actually a cream pigment in the shade Androgen. Now, I bought this a very, very long time ago because one of the first ever YouTubers I used to watch was Lily Melrose, and she used to actually use this on her lips as like a lip colour. It looked amazing. When I got it through and tried to do it, it looked absolutely hideous, and I just haven't found a use for it since. I don't get on with like cream blushes and stuff, so it wouldn't work for a blusher for me, and it just like looked so cakey and horrible on my lips. And this was again very expensive and it has actually like completely dried out now, so that was just a massive waste of money. I've got something that may come as a surprise to you because although I like this product, I just feel like I don't use it as much as I probably should, and I don't actually think it is that amazing, even though I do use it sometimes. It is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. So you've got the Dim Light, Incandescent Light and Radiant Light, and they are basically 3 powders which you can use as a powder for the whole of your face. You can use them as a highlighter, or you can use them, one of them, this one here, as a bit of a kind of shimmery bronzer, and I do love them. I think they're great products individually. I just don't seem to get that much wear out of this whole palette. I don't really ever tend to reach for it. I feel like I love my highlighter to be very strong, very glowing and very like seeable, is that a word? Visible, very visible. And the 2 highlighters this side just don't really do that for me. They're not really shimmery enough, and I feel like I wouldn't particularly want to use them as an all over powder because I like my powder to mattify my skin, not make it shimmery. And then the darker one here for the bronzer, I like to go for a matte bronzer. I don't particularly like a shimmery one, but I do get a little bit of wear out of these. But this, I believe, is around £75 or something, and I just feel like I would be absolutely fine having to live without this, and I would probably much rather the £75 or however much it was. Next up, I have got 2 foundations. Now, one of them is the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. I know I have used this in videos before. I do like it, just not on its own, and I feel like it's quite an expensive high-end foundation that I bought, and I know that a lot of people love this. A lot of people also don't particularly like it. I am very stuck in the middle, but I feel like the only way I ever like this foundation is if I mix it with another one, which isn't very good because I've spent a lot of money on this. I'd quite like to be able to just use it on its own, and I feel like it's not good enough to pay that much for a foundation and not like it on its own. I am trying to use it up because I feel guilty the amount of money I spent on this and the fact that I don't like it. So I am trying to mix it with other foundations, and that is about the only way that I do actually get anywhere of this. So for me, it just doesn't work. It moves on my skin, it doesn't stay throughout the day, it doesn't make my skin look flawless, and it just feels a bit funny on my skin. So for me, this is one I will not be buying again after I have finally used it up. I've then got the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation, which I cannot fault visually. Look at it. It is the most beautiful foundation bottle I've ever seen in my life. and I absolutely wanted to love the product inside it, but I just can't. I have actually got it on today, and it looks quite nice, but that is purely because I've mixed it with another foundation. When I use this on its own, it basically does the exact same thing that this one does. They both just don't stay on my skin, and they sort of separate, and it just goes a bit funny throughout the day. It goes a bit patchy, and it's just not very nice, and again, very expensive product. For me, doesn't really work. Although this isn't the most expensive product, I do feel like it's one that a lot of people talk about, so I thought I would just share it in this video to let you guys know that I don't particularly like it and the reasons why. So this is the Porefessional by Benefit. Now this is actually a primer, so I know that a lot of people absolutely swear by this primer. So many people love it. It's supposed to be Benefit's like best-selling primer or whatever, but I just personally don't get on with it. I don't like the feel of it on my skin. It's very silicone-y, and it just doesn't particularly feel very nice, and for me it does nothing to my pores. Like, I don't have particularly big pores. The pores around my nose and stuff are, you know, quite average. They're not big or anything, so I don't particularly need a primer that's gonna reduce the pore size. But for me, I tried this because I wanted sort of like a mattified, very flawless, all day, long lasting finish for a primer, that sort of thing. And for me, it just didn't work, and I've tried it quite a few times, and it just makes my foundation go a bit funny on top of it. Just not a great one for my skin. Okay, next up I have got a face product. This is the YSL Touche Éclat Concealer, or Touche Éclat, however you want to pronounce it. I'm not particularly good at French. This is basically a concealer that you push the little button underneath, and then you use it underneath your eyes as a bit of a highlighter, that sort of thing. And I just think for a very expensive high-end product, it just doesn't look right on my skin, and also the colour of it is like a salmony pink colour. And I know that that's supposed to correct like different undertones and stuff like that, maybe get rid of dark circles. I don't really suffer with dark circles, so for me it just makes my skin go a bit pink and a bit weird looking. So it doesn't really work for my skin. Okay, I've got two eyebrow products, both from the same brand. These are from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now, I know I've put quite a few Anastasia Beverly Hills products in this video, but I do have a reason why. I think it's because I can't buy any Anastasia Beverly Hills products in a shop. I have to buy them online off different websites, and quite a lot of the time I see different YouTubers trying out different products from the brand, and I'm like, oh, I really want to give that a go. So I'll pick up a few bits online that I'm super excited about, people have hyped up, and then I get them through and I'm just a bit disappointed with them. And I think I've learnt my lesson now to not buy anything from them, because I just feel like they're so expensive for products that you don't get to test out and see before you buy them. And a lot of these products, if I had the chance to test them out before I bought them, I wouldn't have got them in the first place. So the first one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer shade Taupe. Now, brow products are not something you should buy online. It's very personal. I have a very specific taste when it comes to eyebrow colour. Now, I thought Taupe would be a good option. It is okay, to be honest. It comes out quite a nice grey colour, but it's just not that pigmented, and it has got orangey undertones, which I hate in an eyebrow product. And it's just like, all there is to this is literally a little fine nib that's that long, and this probably cost me like over £20, I can't actually remember. And then on the other side it's just a spoolie which you can pick up for like £1. I just feel like this is way too expensive for what it is, and it's just made me want to stick to my my Holy Grail Soap and Glory Brow Archery, because this compared to it was just rubbish. And then the other Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow product I picked up was the Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown. Now, don't judge me, I know this basically looks black, but on the website it didn't. Yeah, there's no way I can use this colour for my eyebrows. I have blonde hair, not black or brown, so I just couldn't use this. And I tried to use it as an eyeliner, but I didn't really like it. And again, very expensive product and a massive waste of money. But I do guess if your hair is darker, this may be fine for you. But my one tip that I have learnt from filming this video and from collecting all of this stuff for this video is that I should not buy expensive products online without looking at the colours first. This is one of the Rouge Volupte Shine lipsticks in the shade 8, I believe, and it looks like this. It just looks like your average pretty pink glossy lipstick. Now, I loved this when I first got it. I think it was one of the first expensive makeup products I ever bought. Loved the packaging. I still do like the packaging. I'm a sucker for anything gold, but I just feel like the lipstick inside is just a bit okay. Like, there is literally nothing special about this lipstick. It's no different to a lipstick you could pick up in Boots for about £7. Compared to how much this is, I don't really know, I can't remember. But I just feel like it's not really worth the money, and you could find something exactly the same or if not better in Boots. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is not a single product, it is sort of a selection slash group of things. These are the Real Techniques Bold Metals brushes. Now I've got the 301, the 300, the 100 and the 101. So I've got 4 of these brushes. Now these are extremely expensive. I did bought these for Christmas, I think maybe last year, and I'm not saying that I don't like them. I'm not saying that at all. My favourite one out of all of them is this one here. This is the 300 brush, and this is probably the only one I actually use. I like to use it for highlighter or contour or blusher. It basically works for all of them, and I love the way they look. I think they're beautiful, but I just don't think they are worth how much money they are. I'm pretty sure they range between 20 and like £40 a brush, which to me is just crazy. I don't particularly like this one. I think it's way too like condensed, is that the word? Too like heavy and condensed to do your contour. Condensed isn't the word, what is the word? Dense? Too dense? Too dense. I don't know. It's been a long day. This one is like an okay powder brush, but to be honest, I feel like it's a bit too big for my face. Like, I don't really like powder brushes to be that big. And then this one here, I have actually been using when I do other people's makeup and applying primer with it, because I feel like it's nicer to do that than actually touching their skin. So that's the only use I managed to find out of that one. Yeah, overall, I just feel like if you want some new makeup brushes, you can definitely pick up some better ones at Zoeva, for example. Zoeva brushes are my all-time favourite brushes. I feel like they are incredible for the price, and I just recommend them to everybody. But these ones, however, I don't recommend to anybody, because although they are okay, they are just not worth the expensive price that they are. And yes, they may look pretty, but they're not really that great. So they are all of the products that I wanted to talk about today in this video. I really hope that you liked it. Again, I just want to like put a little disclaimer out there. I'm not saying that I don't like these products, and I'm not like saying that the brands are bad or anything like that. I'm just personally giving my own opinion on products that I have bought that I kind of regret buying for one reason or another. One of these products I've mentioned might be your favourite product, and if it is, that is absolutely fine. Products I love, you might hate. It's just all about personal preference, and you know, videos like these are interesting to watch. So hopefully I might have helped some of you out today. So if I have, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know kind of what it helped you with, or what you learnt from this video, or anything you found interesting. Thank you for watching. Remember to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching, and remember to click the subscribe button down below. It's free, it takes like a second to do, and it will make me really happy. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all in another video very soon. Goodbye!